Hi and welcome to our e-commerce Facebook Live. My name is Matt Edmundson and I am here with the phenomenal and talented Beth.
Hi.
Welcome to, this is our second Facebook Live for the e-commerce stuff, isn't it?
It is number two, our second.
Number two. Ooh, we're
second
pros
Facebook
now.
Oh,
Very, very professional.
it's having a bit of issues. There we go.
Uh-oh, are we back on?
We're back on. There we go.
Technology, gotta love it.
Ooh.
Gotta love it when it's live. We've just shot actually a Facebook Live for one of our other sort of e-commerce businesses that we've got, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a power cut halfway through the
We
Facebook
did.
Live, which is not something that they prepare you for in the manual, right? So, so hopefully we will do this without incident today.
Yeah, that should be good. Cool. So, question of the Facebook Live.
Of the broadcast.
What qualities are shared by most successful e-commerce homepages? Homepages.
Home. The home page. So that's what we're talking about
Yeah,
today.
that's what we're talking about today. Homepages.
Home pages for e-commerce websites, super important, right? And the reason they're important, obviously, if you look at your analytics, you'll find for most people this will be the first place that customers are going to interact with you, right?
Yeah.
So your leads, a lot of them will go straight to your home page. You may have dedicated landing pages on your website that you send customers to, maybe using AdWords or something like that. But the majority of the time, they go into your homepage.
Mm-hmm.
So your homepage is absolutely essential for your e-commerce
Vital.
website.
Cool. So we've got 3 tips, and we're actually gonna attempt to show a website. Is that the right phrasing that you'd use?
That's not the most technical person.
We're gonna show you this website. I don't know how it works.
So for the first time on Facebook Live, we're actually going to try and screencast.
That one.
It's great. So we're going to try and screencast what's on my Batman laptop, which I think is just the coolest decal in the world. You know what? I've got, this is just a moan at Apple, right? I have the new MacBook Pro, the same size, the 13-inch, but the Apple thing doesn't light up on the back.
Oh.
So I can't put my Batman decal on the back of that and have the same effect, you know, when it's like dim and dark, which is a real shame. Apple, what were you thinking? I just don't know. Anyway,
Think about
we're going to rant over. We're going to try and show you the screen during the Facebook Live. So let us know if it works. And we're going to look at some websites, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to review websites' homepages. The first one being Beauty Counter, which we discovered last week, and that's why we are reviewing it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm reviewing it because you told me to.
Yeah.
That's normally how it works.
Well, it's a
isn't it?
beauty company, and
We have a
Jersey,
beauty
yeah,
company.
we've got a beauty company, so kind of liked it. Okay, so we've got 3 tips. First tip is, with your homepage, make sure you create a clear and compelling headline. So over to you, Matt.
Okay, so the idea of creating a clear and compelling headline is hopefully obvious. And this is one of the things I would venture to say most e-commerce websites do very badly. They don't create these compelling headlines. Now, if we look at Beauty Counter, so this is their website. And if you can see this, can they see this image here? Are we good? Yep. Josh is nodding at me in the back,
Yeah,
which is
we can.
great. So here we can see their homepage, and it says here, care about your skincare. It's a really big headline. It's the first thing that my eye is drawn to when I look at this website, right? And that's the thing about headlines, is it's the first thing your eye is drawn to when you look at a website. So the headline has got to be big, it's got to stand out, it's got to obviously make sense for your website, right?
Yeah.
So Beauty Counter have done care about your skincare. Well, that makes sense on their website. It makes, because it's a beauty website. You're inviting the viewer to do some things. So typically, top tip for you, I would suggest you start the majority of your headlines with a verb.
Ooh.
A verb, because you want your visitor to do something when they're on your website, right? And so care is obviously a verb, to care. I need to care about, so we want you to care about your skincare. So I'm drawn in, well, how do I do that? And then they're going to explain to me how I do that with their products and so on and so forth, right? So they go down to their sub headline which then says, get results with clearer ingredients in every step of your routine, now featuring the all-new Beauty Counter Plus collection, ! I think that probably could be a little bit clearer, if I'm honest. It's a bit non-speak, it doesn't really say anything. So care about your skincare routine, get results with cleaner ingredients in every step of your routine. I just think make that a little bit more personal towards the customer or the visitor, and draw them in a lot more. Like, you know, care about your skincare. Learn how using specific ingredients will dynamically improve your skincare routine. Click here to learn more, or something like that, right? Which is a bit more compelling. I just thought that subheadline was a bit weak. And now featuring the all-new Beauty Counter Plus collection. As a visitor, I have no idea what that means, right? Maybe as a customer I know what that means, but as a visitor, that needs explanation for me. I don't actually know what that means. I could slightly confused. Beauty Counter Plus. So does that mean Beauty Counter on without the plus sign is a bit rubbish? I don't know, right? So again, just be clear when using in-house terminology and so on and so forth. So clear and compelling headlines, draw the people in, make them personal, start them off with a verb, and you should do really well. Make them big. It's the first thing people are going to see. You know, use that to really draw people in.
Scroll down a little bit.
So yes, sir.
Oh yeah. It doesn't. The thing that I don't find clear about it is it doesn't have where do you click? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On that headline.
No, there's no actual call to action on this headline.
Yeah.
There's no button there, is there? So that makes it quite difficult. Now you obviously went to this site and you liked it. So what was it about the site that you liked?
I just liked the fact that it had a nice headline, I think, and then I was like, oh, this is nice. And also it's got a never list, which has got beauty ingredients that you shouldn't use, and which said something on it like, we're really transparent and really cool.
Oh yeah, if we go to their, actually I'm not on their homepage. So here again, we're now on their homepage.
You see, that has got a little call to action.
They've got a call to action shop now. And this Hello Sunshine is quite a catchy headline, I suppose, if the sun's coming out. Catchphrase, a safe way with sun essentials for face and body. That's quite clear. That works quite well, I thought. Yeah. But it's, as you can see on my screen, it's the main thing. It's the primary thing that I'm seeing here. I do think, can I say something about their logo? Yeah. Is that all right? Sorry, Beauty Counter. It is way too big on this page. I mean, if you think about how much real estate space that your logo is taken up on my screen, that's a shed load of stuff right there on my screen, right? So I'd make that logo a little bit smaller so that actually when I hit the page, I see the whole of this image rather than having to sort of scroll up and down. That just feels a little bit, and I'd probably get the programmers to write a little bit of code to maximize that for different screen resolutions, if that makes sense. So a little top tip for you. So now they've got this talk of transparency.
Yeah, which was great because that pulled me in because I was like, ooh, like it. So tip number 2 on creating a successful e-commerce homepage: design a hero image that relates to your ideal customer.
Okay, so let's pull up the Squarespace website here. I love the Squarespace website. I think they do this whole thing well. If I talk briefly about their logo, see how small that is? Compared to Beauty Counter, be like Squarespace, right?
You've got logo issues.
I've got logo issues. Just, no one, I have to be honest, people don't care about your logo. They just genuinely don't. You care about it, which is great, but everybody else doesn't. Anyway, I digress. So, let's look at their headline, make your next website. I think that is a super clear headline for anybody coming to their website, right? I mean, this tells them exactly what they're going to do. Yeah. But the thing I think Squarespace do super well is they do the customer image super well. So they design a hero image that relates to your ideal customer is the top tip. So they've got actual pictures of their customers and their customers' websites on the homepage.
That's great. I like it.
I think they do that really well. So top tip, watch Squarespace and see how they do things. And so on your website, one of the things you can do, you can have your headline, but the image that goes with it, the name for this, do you know what they call it?
Nope.
The hero image.
Oh yeah, I do.
You do know that. I just let Beth
You've done that twice today.
So it's called a hero image, and that hero image If you can show what success looks like for your customer inside the hero image, that is a super clever thing to do. So have a look at doing something like that.
Cool. So you've got amazing headline, you've got a wonderful hero image that reflects your customer. And third tip we've got for your homepage is differentiate between new customers and existing customers. What does this mean, Matt?
This could be like a whole video series, this one thing, right? Because
we should probably do it in the future.
We probably should. In fact, to be fair, we could do a whole series on headlines and imagery, and we've done actually a lot of webinars and stuff. This is a little teaser. There's more information coming at some point. The thing about this is, and this is, this for me is where the internet is going at the moment, right, for e-commerce. And so you look at trends. And one of the trends over the last few years has been the massive shift from desktop to mobile, right? And if you run an e-commerce website, you've had to think about that and prep for that and make provision for that. And so as an e-commerce site owner myself and doing all the consultancy, one of the things I'm like, where is this all going? That's the question. And for me, personalization is the big thing now to start hitting e-commerce websites. What do we mean by that? I think the website journey is going to start to become much more tailored and much more specific for different users. So rather than just having one kind of way that everybody interacts with your website, you'll change it depending on who is visiting your website. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, yeah.
So it's the whole level of personalization. So just a real simple thing, if you think about Amazon's website, right? Now Amazon, if I go to Amazon and look at that homepage, it looks different for me than it does for you.
That's true, yeah. Comes up with all my faves.
All your faves. All your soft cuddly things.
Yeah. No, my books. All my books.
All your books and things like that, right? Now, and I'll buy gadgets and all that sort of stuff. So Amazon are very good at personalizing their homepage towards me based on my buying habits, and they're very good at personalizing it towards you and your buying habits. So it draws you in, right? Super helpful if you've got a lot of products. One of the ways that we've done this, let me give you, shall we give them two tips? Two tips, right? Tip number one, when someone comes to your website and you don't know who they are because you've not stored a cookie on their computer, so you don't really know them, you think this is the first time they've been to your site, you treat them as a lead. You treat them as someone you have to woo, in effect, to become a customer. Woo. Right?
I like that word.
Woo. So what do you have to do to win this person to become a customer? And that becomes the main thing of our homepage, right? So on Jersey, for example, let's talk about Jersey. We've got a wonderful, this is our website, which Beth does all the content for. She's awesome. So as you can see, it says here, everything you need for amazing skin. Get expert beauty advice, order free skincare samples, and buy with confidence, right? Simple, clear, compelling headline. But notice how we have done this. Try free samples, create a skin profile. This is all targeted, right, at new people. So if you're an existing customer, you don't necessarily need the free samples thing because you know exactly what it is you want, right? But if you are new to our site and you don't know what it is that you want, you don't know what to buy, we've had a lot of success by promoting the free samples. Customers try the free samples, they order free samples from our site, we send them the free samples with a voucher, right? And encourage them on their next purchase, which means actually we draw people in quite a lot because these products aren't cheap. The skincare products that we sell. So this try before you buy thing works kind of well. But the point I want to make is we treat people that we don't know about as if actually they are a new customer. Netflix do this really well. And so if I scroll down on this page, other things that we do, we clearly show the brands that we sell because people that come to our site that maybe haven't shopped with us before maybe do know what kind of brand product they want. So we want them to click through to that really quickly. We show the best sellers, which again is super helpful, right? Because people more than likely are going to be interested in these kind of products. Then I scroll down a little bit further. We're starting to have things like now we've got the video, the sort of what is beauty video, which is quite cool.
There's Michelle.
There's Michelle, the lovely Michelle, who I think caused the power cut earlier, but let's not go into that. So you've got Michelle and all the guys here at the office talking about beauty, and we're starting here to show our values, right, and our culture, which again draws people in. People are definitely drawn to culture and values and connecting with their story. We've got some offers on there. We've got reasons, you know, to buy from us, free delivery, join our Facebook thing, get some free samples, mini day back guarantee, read our blog. Then we've got testimonials. So this is all designed for someone who's never been with us before to get confident, to shop, to try things, to try new offers. Do you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff. So your homepage predominantly assumes everybody's a new customer. Now, if you can add some personalization to it, and you can start to track what people are doing, so you know actually the person visiting this site is a customer, or they've signed in, or they've got a cookie on their machine, then you can do things like this. So we'll update our website so it now says, oh Matt, you're logged in. So rather than show you bestsellers, I'm going to show you your favorite products, which then draws me in quick and easy to the products that I want, right? And shows offers related to me and the products that I buy, rather than showing me generic offers and stuff like that. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's what we mean, right? So differentiate between your new customers and existing customers. Wherever you can on your homepage, if you can have a personalized homepage depending on who's visited it, that's where e-commerce is going. That's where you should be looking to invest your money where tech is concerned, and really starting to create this really tailored, personalized experience.
Yeah, fab. And if you want to know how to do this specifically for your own homepage, then tell them about Mastery. You're the best.
Mastery.
Yeah.
Mastery is a new e-commerce course which we're going to launch hopefully in the next week or two actually, and we're just putting the finishing touches on it now. And so in the next week or two we are going to launch Mastery, but you can pre-register. You can
pre-register, yeah. I put the link above so you'll be able to see that.
Above the video, not below.
No, not below. Comments below.
Above is the link. So just click on them all and you'll see the link. So if you go pre-register, because if you pre-register you get the best price, but in effect Mastery is a course that is designed for people that run e-commerce businesses, and we go into so much detail about how we run our own businesses here, what we found works, what we found doesn't work, and how we're driving our e-commerce business and getting the growth that we've now got, and so on and so forth. So really great practical stuff, all the lessons we've learned from doing all the consultancy. It is a packed course on how to do e-commerce well. And one of the things that we cover in a lot more detail is this whole personalization thing. In fact, we also cover the headline thing in there as well. Yeah. Quite a bit. And actually we give you formulas on how to write headlines and what works. So if you want to know a lot more, try Mastery. If you do an e-commerce business, then I think Mastery is going to be such a game changer for you guys. The guys that have done it before, just go and read the testimonials on the site. Really, really cool. So have a think about that. Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Facebook's just playing up, but keep commenting.
We're having a few tech issues here today, mainly with Wi-Fi. So I hope that's all come through okay, because obviously I can't tell. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm just carrying on. But yeah, I hope you got a lot out of this. If you've got any questions, then leave them in the comments below. Check out the Mastery program. There's more details online. Be worth checking that out if you run an e-commerce business. And we will be back next week.
Next week, yeah. At the later time of probably 6 o'clock.
So 6, is it not 5 o'clock with Brendan next week?
Oh, it could be next week. Yeah, it is. You know more than me. I'm like 3 weeks ahead, yeah. We pulled it forward and we've put in a wonderful marketing genius.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about digital marketing next week. And actually Brendan and I talk about that a lot in the Mastery course. So we're going to be talking about some of those principles next week on Facebook Live. Brendan is our digital marketing guru genius fella. And so if you've got any questions, let us know what they are so we can then try and get them answered on Facebook Live for you. But we'll be only talking about all things to do with everything. Well, not everything. We'll nail it down, I'm sure.
Inbound marketing.
Yeah. Digital marketing for e-commerce owners, something like that will be the title. So if you're interested, check it out. Make sure you subscribe and sign up for the notifications on the Facebook Live so you get the notification when it's coming, because you don't really want to miss any of this content. It's going to be great stuff as we do more and more of these.
Fab.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Great. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.